Professor Louise, Prof. Mthombeni, for the warm welcome this morning at GIBS. We really appreciate Prof. Iron, your leadership in the bank and your leadership in this project, is very important for us. And I guess it's going to go a long way in terms of us achieving our strategic goals going forward. So we're very humble and privileged that we have a caliber of a person like yourself leading this piece of work. Okay. And then to our star of the show, Professor Ann, we're looking forward to all the work that we've articulated this morning. For us, for us, this is very important. It sits squarely, in the strategy of the business that I run in the bank. We call ourselves, our aspiration is to bank of the entrepreneur. And everything that we do needs to be feeding off the energy and insight and the work that needs to be done in this space. The fact that we have a passionate leader like yourself to lead this piece of work makes our job a little bit easier. So I must say that we're talking about using data insight, to make decisions. And if you were coming to the office to present a business case without data, with that energy, I would have given you money. So why, maybe just as a reminder as we wrap this morning, so why are we here? We are here because we as a bank feel very strong about the role that we need to play in society in terms of ensuring that we play our part in developing and forging partnerships so that we can achieve some of the strategic goals that we have as a bank. So this is just not one of those things that is nice to have. We come at GIBS and have a nice breakfast and take photographs and then disappear. We are not about that. This piece of work that we've spoken about this morning, that we will be doing, is far too important for us not to mobilize all the resources that we have in our disposal. You can see that this project is supported at the top of the house. We have the board member here who leads, this piece of work, because we know that this piece of work needs to be here to stay. And I must say that one of the things that is very critical for us is that I see also large opportunities that perhaps we could explore, Professor Ann, that in one of the divisions that I run is called Enterprise Development Space, where we develop and support emerging enterprises in terms of finding markets, also developing tools for them to be able to navigate very challenging market conditions. We spend hundreds and thousands of rands every year, and in fact millions, in terms of supporting some of this initiative. And I see there's a very close knit here in terms of the work that you do, that we are proposing versus what we can get out of that in developing stronger insights so that we can make sure that some of these enterprises that we are supporting every year become successful. Because if they become successful, and we win as a country, and we win as a continent, and also we know that because this is a space that has an opportunity and ability to absorb, young people in terms of employment, we are in a better space if we are able to do some of these things and do them very well. So we're very excited, we're very happy, and you can be rest assured that you've got total support from our side in terms of ensuring that the work that you are introducing to us this morning becomes successful. One of the things that we do as a bank, I've seen the slide that you said you must remember, we call that a scorecard. So that scorecard, we have a tendency of reviewing it more frequent than 3 years. So you can be rest assured that every 6 months we might connect and maybe come and address, the leadership of the bank and some of our young people who are working in this space, so that they can learn and they can see the connection between the work that you do and what is it that you're trying to achieve. And I think by so doing, then we bring it alive. It makes sense, people can see, we can relate. And then obviously one of the, I guess, as I see an opportunity is that even a number of the successful emerging entrepreneurs that we found, we have an opportunity to bring them here once in a while, for some of the insight on some of the things that we've seen in terms of your learnings and insight, they can also learn as part of their growth, path, and also see possibilities with regards to what is possible. I see also that you make reference to the entrepreneurial index for Africa, and I think Dr. Zwane indicated to us this morning that we've got colleagues from the other parts of the continent, and I'm sure that our colleagues in Kampala, in Nairobi, in Maputo, in Accra, can benefit at the back of this work that is being done here, because if we are able to do that, then we have a better chance of making a real difference, in the continent, because we are very clear that the size of the institution that we run, and its, possibilities and its resources in its disposal, if we are able to use that infrastructure very well, it will go a long way in terms of helping us to achieve our strategic long-term goals, right? So we believe this is very important that, we take this work seriously. We make sure this partnership comes alive. We make a difference, and by so doing, then we'll make, Africa, a continent of very vibrant type of economies, because I think sometimes it's very easy to get comfortable and articulate very well in terms of some of the challenges and the failures, why small business does not work, what about this policy, government this and government that, and banks this and banks that. So I think the path that we're choosing here is the one of saying, what is it that we can do in forging partnership with other players to make a meaningful difference? If we're able to do that, and I think the world has a better chance of succeeding, particularly on the issues that are affecting young people. So I just want to give you some two examples, maybe perhaps that I can touch on in real life with regards to how do we bring some of these things, data, innovation, insights, in our decision-making process. In the traditional banking system, when we make decisions, we're looking for balance sheet, we're looking for cash flow, we're looking for the size and the history of the enterprise, what have they done before, what is the size of the security they can make available to us, and then we ask all of these things. But if you really sit back, become unemotional about it, is that small business will not give you that because they don't have it. So there's no chance that they will pass the test, for credit. So what we are needing to do, that is good and very well for established businesses. They've got systems in place. That works. It's a good data point to establish whether the transaction can be able to succeed or not. But in this space, we're needing things that are different. We need insight, we need behaviors, we need to understand what are the patterns that are there, what are the support systems that are required, what sort of markets we can create for some of these enterprises so that they could succeed. One of the recent ones that we've done in the bank, we formed a partnership in Fort. We bought a stake in the enterprise called agri-tech enterprise called Kula, and they operate in the agri market because you can understand we're the largest agri bank in the SADC region, and in my book alone we have in excess of 100 billions of rands in terms of lending in this space, because it's a space that we've selected as one of the growth spaces, and we've invested quite a bit. We've got people with PhDs that do insight, that study the market, and also study weather patterns in order for us to be able to make stronger, better decisions with regards to strategic choices we've made around agriculture. So back to this agri-enterprise, what we do with them, they go and operate in communities, they work with small farmers, they use AI, and they use all range of technology to be able to study the soil. Once the soil has been studied, they decide what sort of chemicals are going to be required to make sure that the soil can produce the best product available for the market. Once that is done, they use data to be able to monitor over time the growth of that produce. Over time, when is it going to be ready for market? What are the conditions? And if the weather conditions are challenging, what is it that should be done to make sure that we are able to help the plant to grow to the specification of the end user, which is the market? It could be the woolies or somebody else. But I'm just saying, what we've done is that we've seen that if we allow and support some of these emerging entrepreneurs with strong support system, we have a better chance of them to succeed. And if they succeed, we succeed, because our affinity, to them in terms of banking with us becomes just even much more stronger. What also happens in this ecosystem is that once they finish, once it's time for harvest, they don't have to worry where they're going to sell the product. Through this partnership, we have a market ecosystem where they take the produce to the market using this entity, and this entity is able then to take some of this produce to some of the big buyers in an aggregated way. So all the enterprise needs to worry about is to ensure that they're able to produce the best produce possible. And if you're able to do this, and then you've guaranteed success in terms of this space. So this is just one example of saying that if we work together, use insight, use technology, use data, inform what needs to happen in the market for the best produce to be made available so that the enterprise needs to succeed, and we win in this process. And I think we have a better chance of making a big difference in the lives of the enterprises in the market. So what is left of me, Prof, is that we are very grateful for the invite. Stephen, we are grateful for this opportunity. You have our total support to make sure that it succeeds. And we're looking forward to much more engagement in terms of how do we really make a difference and make sure that this becomes one of the flagship projects that you can look back in time and say, on this day, in the month, in the Women's Month, in 2024, we forged this partnership, a baby was born, and this baby has grown, and in fact is making such significant impacts, in terms of this space, then we can take it to the world in terms of sharing expertise and insight in terms of what is it that we're able to do if we work together. Thank you very much.